Hi, my name is Panky. And today we will be making tofu tuna sisig. Every once in a while you want to eat sisig, but then you have to think about how unhealthy it could possibly be. But sometimes as well, when you try to make sisig, it also is kind of expensive to buy the ingredients, especially with the price of pork these days. But being healthy doesn't actually mean that you have to avoid everything that you used to like. We can still make sisig and we don't have to break the bank, and it does not have to be bland just because it's healthy. So today I have my ingredients over here, and then I'm going to be mixing them to make tofu tuna sisig. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to mix the sauce. So I'm gonna be using mayonnaise, so you don't really have to stick to a specific brand as long as it's mayonnaise. I've even tried using some sort of mayo magic or sandwich spread, that's fine too. Today we're gonna be using the Lady's Choice Real Mayonnaise. So this should be about half a cup, but you know, if you're Filipino, measure with your heart. Fine. And then I also have liquid seasoning. This is about a tablespoon. And I also have cane vinegar. Actually, this is spiced cane vinegar, but you can still substitute it with white vinegar. This is about 2 tablespoons. And then I have a mix of salt, pepper, and white sugar. So that's 1 teaspoon each. So if you are watching your salt intake, this is something that's very good because I didn't put salt in any of the other ingredients. This is just completely measured out. So you have to look at the consistency of your sauce. If you see that it's too runny, feel free to add more mayonnaise. You don't have to dump it all in the sisig later. So you want something kind of spreadable but not too watery. Alright, I think that's done. Now, we are going to be adding our tuna. So the tuna that I got is flakes and brine rather than flakes and oil. Just a little something that you can do if you want to avoid additional oil in your diet. So flakes and brine should work just fine. We basically drained most of the liquid, so but we just left a little bit of it. So that's why it looks kind of dry now. But that's so that your sauce is not too runny. So we're just gonna break that tuna down. So now that we've added the tuna to the sauce, we are going to start adding our spices. So I have here 2 medium-sized onions that I've roughly chopped, and then I have 2 sword chilies that I also chopped in big chunks. If you don't like spicy food, you don't really have to use chili. You can replace this with 1 bell pepper, red or green, that's fine, but that should still work out. And then I also have 3 tomatoes. It doesn't matter if it's red or green, that just depends on your preference. So you can just you know, pick any tomato you like. So I'm just gonna add all of these in. Now that's mixed pretty well, I'm going to add my last ingredient, which is the tofu. So I've already pre-prepared the tofu. At first, I pressed the tofu dry. So you really have to press the tofu so that when you cook it, it's going to be crispier. Because if you don't press the tofu, aside from it not being so crispy once it's cooked, you're also going to have an issue with the fried tofu being very bubbly in the pan, and that's not something that you like. So I pressed the tofu, and once it was dry, I started to fry it. I fried it until it's this color, it's golden brown, and now I'm going to add it to my mixture. By the way, this is just actually 1 serve of tofu. That's just one, I think 300 gram cube of tofu. And it didn't really cost as much because you can buy this at your regular supermarket for less than 100. You can get it for like 75 or 85. That should be fine. Okay. I think now that's mixed well enough. So we are going to garnish it with spring onions that I've pre-chopped. So you just put a little up top. Let me just clean up the sides here so it's pretty. And then, if you want a spritz of brightness, now this is completely optional. You can use lime, you can use calamansi, you can use lemon, anything you want. I had limes at home, so I'm just gonna use lime. So you just squeeze that over the top. You don't have to use both things, you can just use one. And that's it. That's your tofu tuna sisig.